Okay, so we're just going to have a look at a couple of exam questions. And I've said note here that there are many more of these types of exam questions in the Google Drive. So if you go to the About section on my channel homepage, you'll see a link to a Bison Maths Google Drive where you can see all of these exam questions, as well as all the booklets that goes with these videos. So here it says, question 5. Now it starts off not about logs, but we do need it to be able to do part B and C. So we'll do a bit of a recap here. So we've been given f of x, it's equal to this particular function we've got here, and we've got these values of a, where a is a constant. And first of all, it says, given that f of minus 6 is equal to 0, show that a equals 4, and then express f of x as a product of two algebraic factors. So we're going to start off by using this piece of information here. So I'm going to sub minus 6 into this and make it equal 0. So I know that minus 6 cubed plus a multiplied by minus 6 squared minus a multiplied by minus 6 plus 48 is equal to 0. This thing on the left is f of minus 6. This is being equal to 0 like we've got here. So let's just quickly work out what some of these things are. So negative 6 cubed, must make sure you use brackets for this. Negative 6 cubed is minus 216. And then negative 6 squared is 36, that's 36a. That becomes a plus 6a plus 48 equals 0. So what's that? 36 plus 6, that's 42a equals 216 minus 48. Getting those things onto the other side. And so we get 168, meaning that a is equal to 168 divided by 42, which is 4. So this is for part A, part 1, and we've got that a is equal to 4. Great. So we now are going to do the next part. So our equation, or our function I should say, is x cubed plus ax squared, so that's 4x squared, minus 4x plus 48. So I've just written out this same function that I've got here, but I've replaced a with 4. And what we know is that f of minus 6 equals 0. So you have to think back to the algebraic division topic and the factor theorem. This tells me that x plus 6 is a factor. Now there's many different ways of doing this. The way I usually teach this is to do some algebraic division. So I'm going to do x cubed plus 4x squared minus 4x plus 48. I'm going to divide it by x plus 6 because I know that it's going to be a factor. So I'm going to divide the x cubed by x to get x squared, and then I'll multiply through by x squared, so that's x cubed plus 6x squared, and then I'll subtract, so I get minus 2x squared. And I'll do my minus 2x squared, pull down this 4x as well, and I'm going to divide the minus 2x squared by x, so I get minus 2x. I'm going to multiply through by minus 2x, so minus 2x squared minus 12x, and then I'm going to subtract. So careful here, that's minus 4 minus minus 12, that's minus 4 plus 12. So that's 8x, and I'll bring down the 48. And then I'm going to do the 8x divided by x, which is just 8. So I then have 8x plus 48 when it multiplies, and I get a remainder of 0, which is great. So this now tells me that f of x is equal to x plus 6, and then the result of the division, which was x squared minus 2x plus 8. So let's just double check that we've done what it asked for. It says to express it as a product of two algebraic factors. A product means a multiplication. These two things are being multiplied, and this is an algebraic factor, and this is an algebraic factor. Okay, and there's no way that I can factorize this that I've got here. It doesn't have any factorizing. That's why it's only wanting it as two particular things. So we're now going to see how this is going to link to this next bit. So it says, given that 2 log base 2x plus 2 plus log base 2x minus log base 2 of x minus 6 equals 3, show that this thing is equal to 0. And what you should notice here is that thing being equal to 0 is f of x being equal to 0. So let's go in for part B, and I'm going to add on an extra page here. So for part B of the question, I'm just going to copy out what we had, and it was 2 log base 2 of x plus 2 plus log base 2 of x minus log base 2 of x minus 6 is equal to 3. So we're just going to use log laws here. I think the best thing to deal with is the fact that we've got this 2 here, so I'm going to put it inside the power. So it's going to be log base 2 of x plus 2 squared plus log base 2 of x minus log base 2 of x minus 6 equals 3. Now that we've got none of them with coefficients, we can actually just combine them. So these first two here are added, so it's going to become a multiplication. So it's going to be x plus 2 squared, and then this bit's being subtracted, so it's going to be a division. So it's going to be divided by x minus 6, and all of that is equal to 3. So we're going to rewrite this using the definition of the log. So it says here that the power of 2 that gives you the answer x brackets x plus 2 squared over x minus 6 is 3. So we can now say left hand side is 8, and I'm going to multiply up by x minus 6, and then I'm going to start expanding the brackets here. So that's x, this x plus 2 squared is going to be x squared plus 4x plus 4. So I'm going to expand the brackets. So that's 8x minus 48 equals x cubed plus 4x squared plus 4x. And remember what we're trying to make it equal to. We're trying to make it turn up as like this thing. So it's a cubic being equal to 0. So let's continue with this. I'm going to put everything onto the right hand side. So that is x cubed plus 4x squared. I'm going to subtract the 8x, so it becomes minus 4x, and I'm going to add the 48. So we have ended up with what they wanted us to show here for part B. And for part C, it says, hence explain why this has no real roots. Okay, so what we need to look at for this is we have got to try and combine everything together. So we know that x cubed plus 4x squared minus 4x plus 48 equals 0. We know this can be written as x plus 6, and then what did we get from earlier on? X squared minus 2x plus 8. So we need to try and actually solve this equation, because if we solve this equation here, what we're doing is we are solving this equation, and we're hoping to show it's got no real roots. So it looks like from this, we've got two solutions. Well, we've got a solution from this beginning bit. It looks like x equals minus 6. So that looks like a real solution, but it isn't, because if you look at the original equation that we've got here, if I subbed in minus 6 here, or minus 6 here, or minus 6 here, I'm going to be taking a log of a negative number. So this doesn't have any real solutions. So I'm going to say x equals minus 6 is not a solution, as you can't take logs of negatives. You can't take logs of negative values. Now what we need to investigate is this bit that we've got here. So we're going to see what solutions this might have. Now the best way to check how many solutions it's got is to use the discriminant. So we're going to just check here. We're going to do b squared minus 4ac. So b squared would be 4 minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is 8. So that's 4 minus 32, which is minus 28, and that's less than 0. So because the discriminant is less than 0, there are no real roots. No real roots. So overall, hence, there are no real solutions. And that's why there's 2 marks. One for this reason, that you can't put negatives into a log, and another one for the discriminant. Now you don't have to use the discriminant. You could try and do completing the square and show that it doesn't have a turning, it doesn't cross the axis. But usually the discriminant is pretty much the quickest way to do this. So let's just double check we've got all of the marks. Yeah, we showed that a was equal to 4. We got it expressed in this kind of way. This process here is collapsing down into the bit that was given in the question. And then here are the 2 reasons. So we've got that it's not defined when it's negative 6, and we've also looked at the discriminant, meaning that there are no real roots. So you need both of those reasons to get the marks. Okay, let's have a look at the last one I'm going to do. This one here, it says a student's attempt to solve this equation is shown below. And we're trying to identify 2 errors made by this student, giving a brief explanation of each, and then we're going to write out the correct solution. So here, they have applied the subtraction law for logs. They've done this from here to here. Now I'm hoping that you can spot that the error is you're not allowed to use this subtraction law because this one has a 2 and this one has not got a 2. So first of all, our first error is they applied the subtraction law incorrectly. They applied the subtraction law incorrectly because the second log doesn't have a 2 coefficient. And I guess you could say the first log does have a 2 coefficient. In other words, they don't have matching coefficients, so you can't apply the log law. Let's see if everything else goes okay. So here they did x divided by the square root of x, which is the square root of x. And then what did they do here? They took the 2 from the square root of x and they made it become x, square root of x all squared, which is x. And then the x equals 3 squared, which is, I think, where the error is going to be here, because the base should be 2 and the power should be 3. So for the second error, it is going to be, they wrote x equals 3 squared, but it should have been x equals 2 to the power of 3. So they got the definition of the log incorrect. Now they want us to write out the correct solution. So my advice is to go back to the original equation and just to kind of work it out from there. So for part B of the question, we've got 2 log 2 x minus log 2 root x equals 3. So let's start off by dealing with this power, and I'm going to put it inside here. So it's going to be log base 2 of x squared minus log base 2 of root x. In fact, I'm going to write root x. I just prefer the index form, which is equal to 3. Now I can combine them using the subtraction law. So that's x squared divided by x to the half equals 3. Now, x squared divided by x to the half, you subtract the powers, so it's x to the power of 3 over 2 equals 3. And now we can use the correct log definition, so it'll be 2 to the power of 3 equals x to the power of 3 over 2. So that's 8 equals x to the power of 3 over 2. If you want, you can square and then cube root, or you could raise both sides to the power of 2/3. Now the reason this works is because 3 over 2 to the power of 2 over 3, it's just going to give you x to the power of 1. So 8 to the power of 2/3, and you get 4. So x should have been equal to 4 for this question that we've got. Okay, let's see if the solutions are right. So we've got the 2 errors here. You cannot use the subtraction law without dealing with the 2 first, and they undo the logs incorrectly. We got both of those. And the correct answer here is 4 that we've got. I think we kind of followed this method, but there was a different method you could have done, but I prefer this one that we've got here. So I would say that exponentials and logarithms is probably one of the hardest chapters that there is, and it's used a lot throughout year 13. So it's definitely worth making sure you know exactly what you're doing for this and doing lots and lots of practice. But well done for making it to the end of pure year 1, and have a look through some of my exam questions on this. They should be quite useful.